The early morning sun painted the sky in shades of gold and crimson. The road stretched endlessly ahead, a ribbon of asphalt cutting through a dense forest. The sound of tires hummed softly beneath the calm rhythm of nature. Birds fluttered across the trees, and a cool mist hung over the valley. Behind the steering wheel sat Arjun, a man in his mid-30s, quiet eyes, thoughtful face, someone who often preferred the company of silence over words. He wasn't in a hurry that day, just driving, breathing, letting his thoughts flow with the winding road. The forest had always been his escape, a place where the noise of the world couldn't reach him. But as he turned a sharp corner, something strange caught his eye. At first, he thought it was just a branch tangled in wire. But then, a sudden flicker of movement, a desperate struggle. He pressed the brake. The car screeched to a halt, tires biting the gravel. Arjun stepped out. The air was colder than before. A faint rustle came from the bushes. He moved closer, careful with every step. And then he saw it. A deer, its delicate legs trapped in a twisted mess of wire fencing. Its eyes were wide with fear, its chest rising and falling in panic. For a moment, Arjun froze. The sight hit him hard. Beauty caught in pain. The animal's fur was matted with dirt, and blood trickled near its ankle where the wire had bitten deep. He knelt slowly, whispering softly, "Hey, it's okay. Don't be afraid." The deer jerked, trying to pull away, but the wire tightened cruelly. Arjun could feel its terror vibrating through the air. He took a deep breath, scanning around. No one in sight, just him, the forest, and this helpless creature. He reached into his backpack, a habit of always keeping a small utility knife for emergencies. Carefully, he began cutting at the wire. The metal resisted, creaking under pressure. Each snip echoed in the stillness of the woods. The deer's breathing slowed, its trembling body slowly relaxing, as if it could sense that this stranger meant no harm. A few minutes passed, long, silent minutes, filled with the sound of wire scraping, leaves rustling, and distant bird calls. Finally, the last strand gave way. The deer flinched, then staggered back, testing its freed leg. Arjun smiled softly, still crouched low. "You're free now," he whispered. The deer hesitated, eyes locked with his, a moment of quiet understanding. Then, with a gentle bound, it limped toward the trees. But Arjun noticed the wound. It wasn't just trapped, it was hurt. He followed it a few steps, speaking gently, trying not to startle it. "Wait, you're hurt. Let me help." The deer stopped near a fallen log, trembling but still listening. Arjun tore a strip from his scarf, soaked it with water from his bottle, and wrapped it loosely around a bleeding wound. His hands shook slightly, not from fear, but from the fragile closeness of life and pain before him. Minutes passed. The forest seemed to hold its breath. The deer's breathing steadied, and it turned its head toward him once more, as if saying thank you in the only way it could. Then, with a quiet grace, it leapt into the green, disappearing among the shadows. Arjun exhaled, realizing only then how long he'd been holding his breath. The forest came alive again, a chorus of wind and birds. But his peace didn't last. His eyes fell on the wire he had cut. Not an ordinary fence. It was a snare, deliberately placed, a hunting trap. A chill went through him. "Someone did this," he murmured. He looked around. There were more wires, half hidden in the grass, stretched between trees. It wasn't just one deer that had been trapped here before. He felt anger rise in his chest, hot and sharp. But instead of rage, he reached for his phone. "Hello, officer?" he said, steadying his voice. "I found illegal traps in the forest and a deer that was almost killed. Please send a rescue team." The officer promised to dispatch a wildlife patrol. Arjun stayed near the site, marking the area with stones so the police could find it easily. Time moved slowly. The sunlight softened. Eventually, the sound of a jeep echoed through the forest road. Two forest officers stepped out, greeting him with respectful nods. He led them to the place, showed them the wire traps, the blood on the ground, and the direction the deer had gone. One of the officers radioed a vet team immediately. "You did the right thing," said the senior officer. "Poachers set these traps often. Many animals never make it out alive. You probably saved that deer's life." Arjun simply nodded. "I just couldn't drive away," he said quietly. As the officers dismantled the rest of the traps, Arjun stood there, watching the sunlight filter through the leaves, each beam like a promise that kindness still had a place in the world. When everything was done, he returned to his car. Before starting the engine, he looked once more toward the forest. Somewhere out there, that deer was running free. He smiled faintly and whispered to himself, "Maybe freedom isn't just for us. Maybe it's for every living soul that breathes this same air." The car started, rolling slowly down the road. The forest faded behind him, but in his heart remained the soft sound of hooves on leaves and the quiet connection between a man and the wild. Two worlds meeting, if only for a moment, in the language of compassion. And as the road stretched on, the day grew brighter. Somewhere beyond the trees, life continued, freer, safer, because one man chose to stop, to see, and to care.